Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. I don't know why RPGaDay 2024 has been so hard for me to get going or to do consistently. So you're going to get another set of 4 days. I think it's probably a good 4 days. It's days 7 through 10. Today being day 10, I think it's today. Yeah, today is August 10th. So it's day 10 of RPGaDay 2024. And we're going to answer the questions or the prompts for days 7 through 10. Oh, welcome to the Geomologist. I think I said that. See, I'm all out of it. Anyway, an RPG with good form. So when I looked up what this meant in talking to the Rune Slinger and reading stuff on Autocratic, I guess it's whatever you think good form is supposed to be. But when I looked up good form, like on the Googles, it said that whatever kind of, I'll read it actually. And actually, Google's leads you to the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition. And good form is a proper way of behaving. So I guess a game, in my estimation, a game that suggests or tries to suggest a good way of behaving, I guess in acceptance with cultural norms. So I think, and I put this on the Discord, on some of these lists that have that, and I believe it's Star Trek. Star Trek really is I guess, is it utopian? No, it's not utopian. There's all sorts of conflict, but at least in the Federation, right, there is an acceptance of beliefs. Yes, it's kind of generally doesn't promotes a belief in the Federation, but there's things like the Prime Directive. I know that I'm sure. Yeah, hey, if you got, there are many instances of going against the Prime Directive, sure, but in form, right? The background behind the consent behind Star Trek and the lore suggests a good form, and I guess I feel like the RPG promotes that. Really, it's about the crew and teamwork and team building, and even in the latest incarnation, they've even doubled down on that because there's no effect dice, so you're not rolling for quote unquote damage. I don't know how that'll work with Starship Combat, but remains to be seen. So I think Star Trek is my RPG choice for one with good form. I think, and it's interesting, Amy actually put Call of Cthulhu. And Call of Cthulhu, I think they do a great job of that because it takes place in different genres, and definitely the authors make sure to really talk about how to deal with the social norms of that time period. And sometimes they're not good, and we know Lovecraft's history, and some of his beliefs were not in good form by today's standards. But I think Call of Cthulhu, at least the Chaosium versions of Call of Cthulhu, really try to at least make you aware of that, and how to, I don't know if this deal is not the right word, navigate that during gameplay and with the scenarios, etc. So I think Call of Cthulhu could be a candidate. So day 8, moving on to day 8. Day 8, an accessory you appreciate. Man, so I appreciate the accessories from Pinnacle and for use with Savage Worlds. I love that, like, the box sets have custom bennies with art on one side and some Savage Worlds logo on the other side. I love the poker chip bennies that they provide. I love, like, I even recently got, so they have these inspiration coins that are like metal coins, and these came with the Savage Pathfinder box set, but it's kind of cool to distinguish and delineate. So you have these metal coins for inspiration, you have poker chips for bennies, and then I also love their archetype cards. That it's a character sheet on a card, and you can, you don't have, it's great to be able to roll up a character, but more often than not, at least, especially at conventions, I provide these archetypes to people, and they'll modify them a little bit here and there. But generally speaking, you have a character sheet on a card already done for you, and it's a great way to do it. So I would say the accessories I appreciate are the ones from Savage Worlds. An accessory I'd like to see, this one was a little harder, because I don't know if I really, I have I don't really need miniatures. I don't need more dice. Um, are is a GM screen an accessory? Maybe, but there's a prompt later in the month about the GM screens. I think maybe. Yeah, there is. So I'll skip that. So I think what I'd like to see is, and I think I've seen it though, unfortunately, but I was looking it up. So I was like, what would I like to see? I would like to see like a container for your dice where, because I usually like, I have a dice tray that I roll on, but then all the dice are around, scattered haphazardly outside of it. Because you can't really put the dice all in the dice tray because then they'll bounce with other dice. And then perhaps, I mean, if you're a dice purist, if the dice touches another dice, it's not really a good roll. Um, anyway, so you could have, I've seen these dice trays where in the middle you have the dice tray, right, where you roll, and you can store other things. Like I've seen on pictures, they store minis. But around the side is where you put the dice. So you can put your dice organized around the side, and when you need to roll dice, pick out a dice and roll it in the dice tray, and then you can close it because it has a lid, and hopefully it would have a clasp. So then when you throw it in your bag, and it's tight enough, the lid, so that the dice don't move around and get all scattered and fall into the dice tray while it's being transported, that it has a clasp, it doesn't open up, and then it's tight enough that they don't move around. I think that would be a great accessory that I would like to see, like in my possession, right? Maybe I should clarify that because it does exist. All right. Actually, there's really been a very more interesting discussion about this than I have thought, and a lot of people throw in like VTTs and all sorts of things, accessories as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, for example, I would say like in the Roll20, it'd be nice if I don't know, do they make it more strict to be able to put up character sheets? I don't know. There's not as many custom character sheets, or maybe people have gone on to other platforms where it's easier to customize, like Foundry or even Fantasy Grounds, which has a lot of fan-made modules, especially Foundry, from what I understand. So anyway, yeah, there a lot of VTT accessories would be nice, but I got so many tokens and everything, and they're like freebies or add-ons or stretch goals and Kickstarters. So whatever. So number 10, I think I will have to think about this and give pause. Oh, actually, no, I don't. The RPG I'd like to see on TV, and this is disappointing. I thought it was going to happen, but I'd love to see Warhammer 40K on TV. I think that would be great. And I know that last I heard, it was going to be scrapped by Amazon, but Henry Cavill was was trying to produce it or help with the production or fund it, I guess. I guess that's what producers do. But I guess it has since. Let me look at the latest. Hold on. Well, this is encouraging from what I read here. It looks like people worry that I see something from a week ago that Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K series is in trouble, but there's no cause for alarm. I think it's with Amazon's backing. Amazon and Games Workshop had signed an agreement. They were going to take a year to figure out who they were going to get and what they were going to do. Apparently, they've tried to get someone like Dan Abnett to write screenplays for it, which I saw, but it doesn't seem. It seems like it. I mean, Amazon has done good with most of their shows. I mean, Fallout did really well, so maybe because of that, 40K, while it hasn't been green lighted, I think it's still in the investigation stage. It might happen. So there you go, everyone. Happy RPGaDay. That was days 7 through 10. Hey, I know it's really hard with all the inundation of, and I've been slacking on this as well. I need to put some call-ins to like Connerly and Hindsightless and BJ Boyd about this. Yeah, I know it's hard, but hey, if you have something on your heart or on your mind and you'd like to share, send me a line. It's gmologist@gmail.com, either voice message or a text message, or just keep the discussion going and not into the public masses on the Discords. You can also send me a message on Discord. I have a SpeakPipe account linked to this show. So I hope everyone's having a great August and RPGaDay, and I'll talk to you soon.